Hello and welcome back to City Skylines, where last time out we just did a big time-lapse developing this huge, I say huge, it's not that big, fairly large area. I just wanted to get it out of the way. But this week I've got a bit of a sore throat, so please do excuse me. So yes, what are we doing today? Well, today we're gonna continue expanding up this way. I'm trying to build along this metro line, try and make it make sense. Because we got our DLR, single DLR train, fairly full. But, I mean, 3 stops, just not really that useful. So over here, it's notably still quite hilly. Again, just apologies, my voice is pretty rubbish today. So we've got some terrain to work with, which somewhat similar to what we were working with in over here, with pretty steep terrain. But I think I want to use our shopping malls content creator pack, because reasons. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'd like to start off by just thinking about our road layout as per usual. I always begin with our road layout and of course getting our main roads in. So obviously I would like a bus corridor. That's something quite crucial whenever I'm building an area for me. You need to have good bus connections. Let's take this out. Ooh, let's turn Anarchy off. I'll come back and fix that road in a minute. And the reason I came out this way is because we're probably going to end up swinging by, or we are going to swing by, this metro station, currently turned off, but for planning our future suburbs, the buses are going to want to come down that way. And then, it might be nice to just follow along our metro lines. And I mean, that's really well, it's a fairly good corridor. We might want to bring another road in. I will anarchy that in. We can do a bit of node controller work over there afterwards to make it look a wee bit more acceptable. And obviously we can change up these roads afterwards. If I want, I just quickly want to replace this. I haven't really planned this episode very well, even worse than normal. But that's just, it just kind of was like, because I wasn't initially planning to record, because obviously I'm a bit under the weather. I just thought it was a bit of a spur of the moment decision. So we're going to give it a go. And that's going to do us, I think, for road arteries coming in. We can also grab them off here and follow our metro line into here. That's going to do us quite nicely. So I think I actually want to go for a bit of a gridded pattern. So these curved roads are going to break that grid up quite nicely to add some interest to the area. But the reason I'm doing shopping malls for a residential area, yeah, it's going to be residential again. I just want to build up some population in the capital because the land area is not that big. We're just going to be going for our 10 by 10, oh excuse me, 10 by 10 normal grid. And I actually recode one of the assets to be residential because it looked like it could be residential, kind of like modern terraced residential. You'll see in a minute. we'll bring that up to there. And it should work quite well with the train actually. We'll see how it goes, but I do just kind of want to grid up this area. There's a metro station obviously over here, so we might want to look to doing something special near it. But we can just finish off this grid quickly. I could do this as a time lapse, but I think this is sufficient. It's not that long. That. Bam. Ow. Close. Bam. Bam. And we'll change the roads after, because I don't want it to just be tree lined. We'll see what we can do with these odd angles later on. We'll bring that road into there, and this road we can take. Let's get that at a straight angle. And we'll take this one out. 10 units. And just leave it there. Because we don't want to have too many connections. We want to make driving the less desirable option. Continue a little bit further with this grid. For reasons. And for building I actually converted, this was 2 weeks ago, was this one, because, you know, it just looks like a residence. So we're going to grab this, and we're going to be doing, so this is a 2x2, so we can get that one, If we were to do that, and then each block, we can have a 4 by 4 low density commercial. It's not really what I want. That's also not really what I want. We want something that can connect smoothly onto the backs of these houses. Or, alternatively, just thinking about how we can plan our blocks and work with some very quick to click buttons. I really should work on slowing down. And that's going to be a good block for me. So I might just quickly time lapse these going in. See you in a sec. dropped in quite a lot of the same building, actually. You might notice a theme. I like repeated assets very much. If you're new here, that is what I do. I repeat assets. So, I've kind of developed this main street where we've got all the buildings prioritized facing along this way. Please excuse my voice. Might just mute for a second. 1 minute. Just cleared my throat and oh whoops. Level you. No. Reset you. Level down. There you go. And it's not that big an area, but using this pack I really like, actually, mixed in with some water wall, which I know you may have seen in the time lapse. Said shopping malls over here. Might switch to water wall. I don't know. Might even do some green city. Oh gosh, I mean, I put this here because if it fits, it sits, but it's not sitting very well. A bit of key work wouldn't go amiss, so I might just drop that in now while I see it. And I know people have been having issues with the city key pathfinding. I haven't noticed any issues since I plopped it down last episode. So maybe I just got lucky. Okay. And that's in much better. Sorry about that. Might even end up cutting that out. Depends if I remember. Probably won't, but depends. We've got a lot of empty space, which we'll feel in the detailing time lapse. Excuse my voice is awful. Holy moly. But the empty space will be filled. But as I was saying, I wasn't actually that much of a fan of the mid-century modern. No, of the shopping malls, pretty similar to mid-century modern. Commercial assets when they came out, just because I don't think I saw them being used that well. But when they're used in, at least in my opinion, when they're used when you plop down specific assets, I think it ends up looking rather spectacular, if I do say so myself. I actually really like this pack. Holy moly, autosaves all over the place. Just lower the oh, got a level upper. So on camera, what are we gonna do? We're gonna need to obviously come in with some detailing around here. I might do this in a future episode when we develop the Waterfront. It's kind of on the edge of what we're doing. And you're kind of thinking, well, we started over here, why are we going away from downtown? And that's purely because I want to make this line make a lot of sense. And one more thing we can do with this line is expand it. So that's definitely something we're going to do. Then we're going to drop in some bus lines. If you were paying close attention last episode, actually no, I didn't show it in the time lapse. I'll go over what I did last episode and some changes I did between episodes while I remember. Bit choppy this video, but it's better to have one that's a bit choppy than not have one at all. Ooh. So I need to turn on that station. That's a good point. On. You'll also just have seen in the time lapse that actually our metro line, which I may not have told anyone about, verbally, we got our metro line running. That's crazy because I think I put the metro line in last episode, yeah, and last episode was a time lapse. So obviously last episode we did all this suburbia, did a park, did a lot of bus lines, started our metro going, made and got some height into the city finally. I say finally, it was the second episode. But you've got these beautiful DLR stock trains that I did talk about in the first episode of the capital. And that's what we're running. And we got started them moving, and they look fantastic. Did some advanced vehicle options on them, made their acceleration and deceleration a bit more relaxed and their top speed a bit lower. Just because City Skylines, and I'm a bit obsessed with trains, so I need to have everything close to perfect on them. So, bus lines. Last episode, we also put in lots of bus lines with little buses on them. So, what I want to do in this city, what I want to do ideally in every city, Hube is a bit different because it's pedestrian, but I want to have bus lines for. There's this one major bus corridor, for example, along this road, where lots of routes go down it. But each route only has a few buses and a low frequency. That's what I've been doing. For example, this line. This was a bad example because it's got 9 vehicles. But some lines have got 2 or 3 vehicles. I've got a lot of lines. So in Hube, the colour of the bus lines was different shades of red. This one's going to be different shades of blue. Might have to change it up and go a bit more varied, because obviously the capital is going to be bigger and is also going to have more lines. But if you look, get our info view on, there is a lot of bus lines. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bus lines for this small town. We haven't even done over here. But each bus line has not got many buses on. And actually, I think we might do our bus lines right now. So. So, detailing's done, and I'm pretty happy with this build actually overall. It's come in quite nice. We've got some nice pops of height. I'll zoom out so you can't hear that ambient noise. Some nice pops of height all over the place, but nothing too tall. I think it all sits in rather well. So, we'll start over by the metro station where it's quite loud. So I've actually got downloaded Larry Skylines' content creator trucks because, you know, good fun and all that. I've updated the metro's capacity on camera because fun and all that, because I want to have more metros running. I want it to be in line with the vanilla game and stuff. Anyway, so over here, this is probably the most substantial change. So alongside the post sorting facility, dropped in a couple of recycling centres, lowered the budget for the recycling and stuff. I need to raise that up. It's a bit, again, it's kind of difficult terrain, but I can do better than that, so I will after I finish recording this. Quite loud, dear me. Made flippin' mini Houston, the amount of car parking spaces, and all of them are used. Sign I need more car parking? No. Sign the Sims are lazy? Yes. I know I'm using realistic parking AI, but that does not excuse them from owning a car when we've got such excellent public transit. So also dropped in a little bit of a tourism district. I thought it'd be sitting in quite well here. Nice to have a small hotel. Again, just that pop of height, and also it's a bit of a lower end hotel, but you know, a bit away from what's going to be the downtown. Kind of something you'd expect to see. Dropped in some commercial just to line this. Haven't detailed it though because I'm going to be coming over here next episode. I don't know if next episode is going to be next week or if I'm going to be doing something else next week. Haven't decided yet. We will see. But if it's not City Skylines next week, it's something new. So, around the school, just dropped in some fence and undergrowth. Obviously, again, tricky terrain we have to work within the confines of the space. So just tree palette, because I like trees. I think often they're the best way to detail. Let the buildings be the main source of the attraction. Also, just because I don't have that, like, I don't want to spend my whole life placing down props. In here, we've changed up the trees in each of these blocks. Every block is a different little palette and little decorations, and I'm really happy with how they came out. With the cross ones, we've actually gone for a fountain in the middle of all of them because why not? I'm really happy with how that looks, and over here as well. And just for repeated assets is really striking, at least I think. Over here we've come in for a bit of an eatery area. It's a bit of a rush job, but zoomed out, it does what you want it to do. Could do with some more plants, I think. It might bring it to life a bit better. Swapped out for keys. I've gotten rid of all the keys, city keys. It's just not worth the risk. Yeah, the car parking isn't ideal here, but we have to live with some imperfections. And a lot of it is just landscaping. Just trying to make the city feel green, you know? I'm pretty happy with how this detailing went. We've got a bit of a bee zone, nice linden pattern. This is just like, I never use the, what's it called? The turny thingy, merry-go-round asset. Just because it's a bit bulky and it's a bit silly, but I think here it sits in really nicely. It's a bit of a change, and then the landscaping works really well around it. Then a bit of asset merging on this block. Again, it's a repeated asset, but we've got some funky angles. Green Cities tower, and again, just building up that height. You know, we don't want it to be a completely flat city, but we don't want super tools either over here. And added in some paths, a gazebo, some climbing. What you'd just bulked out this kind of birds and bees havens by anarchying through the paths over here. This thing with City Skylines, you could endlessly detail. but I think I will drop in a pedestrian path through here, and I might copy a house across after I finish recording this. So, but yeah, it's been very nice. I don't really think there's much more to cover, really. It, Obviously we filled in the space, and I think it does look very nice. I'm very pleased with how it came out. Do let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you would like this area named after you, then please do say. I'm down to do that, because actually, hold on, this area is taken. But if you'd like any of this area named after you, please do, because I would like to engage with my community a wee bit more. So yeah, again, I'd like to thank you. Holy moly, autosave evidently. Say thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to hit the subscribe button. You don't have to, but often people do forget if they've just clicked on one of my videos. And I hope to see you next time. We'll quickly do some cinematics, and I realised earlier what I said about us not having done cinematics over here before is wrong. We did do cinematics for this area, but we'll still do cinematics nonetheless. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Please do subscribe. Goodbye.